Hi, and this is Jeannie and Carrie from Trendy, and today we're going to make an Easter wreath. We have this new burlap Easter bunny. It's a flat burlap egg shape, and it's made out of burlap, and it's got neutral bunny on the inside and yellow, and then kind of a aqua blue, and on the back it's just got some buttons.
Random buttons.
Right, you could just hang it and let it twirl.
That would be mine.
It's your Easter decoration.
Easter.
I love it. But we're going to put it on
Done.
a wreath. We're going to put it on a wreath. So we picked out some natural, this is that poly jute. It's made out of poly and has a jute thread in it. And then we have some cotton Windowpane in yellow. And this is a fuchsia burlap netting that's wired. And some paper ribbon, two different kinds of paper ribbon. And we figured since this was burlap and it's got a cardboard inside, this is probably a wreath that you want to keep, out of the weather anyway. So the first thing that we're going to do is show you this new wreath that we have. This is a new, called light brown. And the reason we're using this today is because we're out of our burlap work wreaths. I think we have some pencil ones. But anyway, this is a light brown wreath. It's not a Craig Bachman product. It's different. It's made on the same style. It's pretty heavy. I think it's going to be a good wreath. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use kind of a curly technique using the 10-inch mesh, and we're going to cut those strips. This mesh is 10 inches in width, 10 yards in length, and we've got 2 rolls pulled out. I think we'll probably need both of them. Since that's a 24-inch wreath. But we're going to cut 10-inch strips of this poly mesh. Okay, Carrie had to leave and go get AJ. So I'm going to cut the mesh and we're going to cut 10-inch widths. So let's see. I'm going to cut the rest of that mesh in a minute, but I wanted to go ahead and show you how we're going to do these curls. You just let the mesh kind of lay down and curl up in its natural position like that, and then just kind of pull at it on a diagonal, and then we're just going to walk your fingers down and kind of pinch it in the center, much like a little bow tie or rabbit ears. And then we're going to do 3 of these. We're going to do clumps of 3. I'm just going to put a clip on that to hold it while I make another one. Just pull on the diagonal and then just work your way to the center. And I'm going to, if you can see, that's where the edges are folded to the center. I'm going to turn that over. I want this outer edge to be showing on top of my wreath. It's much like the way that we do the paper petals. Turn that over. So now I have a clump of 3, and I'm going to start. I'm going to start on the inner ring of the work wreath. It doesn't really matter where you start, but you open up those twists, lay that mesh down, and just close that twist over it. Give it a couple of turns. We're not going to do any more than that right now because we're going to add in some other layers and kind of push those out to the side. Okay? And then I'm just going to keep working around the wreath, the inner ring, and then we'll go back and do the outer ring. This work wreath has 8 twists on the center ring, so I'm going to need 24 pieces for my inner ring. So I'm going to just make some more of those little curls or petals, whatever you want to call them. Clump of 3, pinch together, just open up the next twist. Give it the twist just a couple of turns, and like I say, we just kind of push those to the outside a little bit. This is a little bit different than the ruffle wreath, and the reason we're doing it this way is because our Easter egg that we're going to use is pretty large, so we want that mesh sort of pushed out to the outer edge versus the ruffle that just fills in the center. Now this is our wreath after we've completed the inner ring with 3 layers of the petals or spirals, whatever you want to call them. And now we're going to start the outer ring doing the same thing. Alright, here's our wreath after we've gone around the outer edge with 3 clumps. And what you need to do is just kind of push these spirals or petals, because these are much like the petals that we did for the flower wreath. Push those to the outside, and you can see how much it's going to make a much larger wreath. See about how that's going to fit. See, that's just right for that, because that's going to be able to go in that center. Now I wanted to use, we have some cotton Windowpane mesh, or paper, not paper, it's made out of cotton, but it's a stiff-like product.
Looks like it's been starched.
Yeah, it does. And normally I would say it's 21 inches wide and 10 yards in length. Normally I usually never say split something that's 21 inches to use on something that you're using 10-inch mesh on. But since this is such an open weave, we're going to split it right down the middle, and we're going to make some curls, some spiral curls the same way, and put them at least like on the outside just to bring in a little yellow to this wreath. So it's 21 inches, so just go about wherever the gap is and just cut right down through the middle of that. And we're going to make some spirals. We're going to cut them in 10-inch just like we did. Make them just like we did the ones that are on there. But you do it the same way. You just kind of pull on it on the diagonal, stretch it out there, kind of get to the center. Pinch it up, and we're not going to do clumps of 3. We're just going to go in this outside edge, and
are we putting one in each?
I think we'll put one in each outside.
How many
twist?
Outside
that's
twist?
10. To attach that contrast, you want to take one of your twists on the outside and untwist it. Make sure your jute mesh stays in place. Lay that yellow down, and then just twist it back with just a couple of twists. We still may add in something else, so we're not finished with that yet. But see, I think that's gonna add in a little yellow. I don't know that we'll need it on the inner ring or not, because by the time we put the bunny, well, I don't know. I believe we probably will need one for every twist.
So we don't need 10.
I think we'll need 18. A yellow cotton Windowpane into each twist. Next, we're going to add the blue paper. It's a multi-blue, and it's not exactly the same shade as this. This is more of an aqua, but it's got some green in it. I think it's going to blend close enough. We'll try that. And I think instead of doing like just ribbon strips, we're going to cut pieces, but we're going to make them a little longer, and we're going to attach them. So cut about a 24-inch strip, and we're just going to angle the ends off. I think with the paper ribbon, I'm not going to chevron it because it does ravel, so I think just cut them at an angle will be okay. Okay, so 24 inches, and we're just going to angle the ends off. Just a right angle cut. This is kind of messy. And you were asking how many of these?
Correct.
I don't know. I think we might just start out by trying, well, I don't know. This is the first time we've done this particular kind. So, I'm just going to take it about 3 or 4 inches from the end and pinch it together, open up one of the twists, and lay that ribbon down. And I'm still not sure if this is going to be our last layer or not. And then I'm just going to let that poof up a little bit, pinch it again about 3 inches from this end, and attach it in the next twist.
Kind of make a banner.
like a banner. So let's see how that looks. Let's see how that 24 inches works. And then that way you have a little poof with a little tail sticking up. So I don't know that we need to do that in every twist. So maybe let's do like 3 on the inner ring and then maybe 4 or 5 on the outer ring. And just see how it looks. This is the addition of the blue on the inner ring. And I think probably what we should do next is go ahead and secure our bunny so we can make sure it's not going to flatten down our ribbons and that sort of thing. And I think the way that we can do that is just run a couple of zip ties, just thread it through this burlap on the back. Oops. Maybe like do it in a couple of places. And then I'm going to kind of secure that zip tie then to the, well, I may not do that. I'm going to put my zip tie on it, just kind of make me a loop, sort of like a hanger on the back in 2 places. And then I'm going to need another zip tie. And then I'll slip that second zip tie through those loops and attach it to the work wreath frame. I'm going to have to turn it over on the back to do that. Okay, I think that's going to work, and I didn't secure it down too tight because I didn't want to pull that burlap out on the back, but that, you can just pull these ruffles out from around that front. Probably wouldn't have hurt to attach this before I started with the blue around. But now we're going to go ahead and go back and put our blue strips on the outer ring. What do you think about that fuchsia? You think we need to add a little of that fuchsia?
We can. Yeah. I don't know how you're going to add it.
Let's go ahead and do the blue on the outside and then we'll decide about that fuchsia. Okay, there's our wreath after we finished. We decided to take the fuchsia burlap netting and just make a loop bow. We attached one kind of off to the side and then balanced it with one over there. And then we just tied a knot to the ends of the ribbons just to do something with those. But we just wanted to add in a little bit of pink. I like it. I like the way it turned out. It's about 30 inches in width, 30 inches in diameter. It's a big wreath. And I like that, the bunny. That's it. I got it.
No, I about pulled them.
Oh,
Well,
you will have to clip some strings, some burlap, paper, mesh, any of that. But I like this burlap. It's kind of a mustard yellow
right.
there in the center, but it looks good with the yellow windowpane that we used. And we have several other. We have it in the pink. And you could do the same wreath. You could use the natural mesh, and then you could add, that ribbon, or the green paper ribbon. And you could use purple windowpane. Purple would look good with that. And blue would look good with the pink,
Right.
too. And these little colored eggs, these would be cute if you wanted to add in hot glue, or just, the way these are made, you could tie those in with a
zip tie.
zip tie and not have to do any hot glue. But you could use a few Easter eggs around, and I think the orange would be pretty with that too. You could always do the orange. Oh, and the orange multicolor paper would be pretty with that. And the hot pink would be pretty with this one too. We just want to show you some different options. And in this fuchsia burlap, we have this orange and yellow in it also. And I think there's some other colors too. And along this same line is this burlap carrot, and he's cute. And he's also two-sided, and feels like a cardboard center. But that's a cute wreath if you wanted to do that instead of the egg. But I believe that's it.
That's it.
Oh, let's show what we had left over.
Oh.
Yeah, we used,
That
we
much?
had cut into the second roll of the poly jute. We had this much left over. Of course, on
lot.
on this paper 4-inch, I think there's about 20 yards on that anyway, so you've got enough left of that to do like 2 more wreaths. And the yellow, the cotton Windowpane, there's easy enough on that to do 2 wreaths like this, so you could, you'll have some things left over. Well, that's it. If you like our video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and give us a like. That just helps with our traffic. And subscribe to our channel. And I hope you have a nice Valentine's Day. She says she's going to see SpongeBob. And I don't know.
I am.
All right.
With all my brood.
Thanks for dropping by. Bye-bye. Do a mic test.
Mic test 1, 2, 3.
You gotta spit that gum out.
Yeah,
Now we can't make a wreath and you chewing gum. Alright. Let's see if that works. I know what we do need to do is like when I'm trying to get a still of a picture, we need to just, I can cut this out, but like we can just like, when I need to show the wreath, we can
Step back.
Get the still. What? You can see through my hair.
It's on.
Okay.
No, I can't see through your hair.
Okay, you want to?
Nutty buddy. I'm gonna think.
Now, is that safe?
No, but it's kind of the best I can do. In my armpit. On the outside.
10? There's 10 twists.
On the outside.
On the outside.
Okay. Well, we say that and then we say.
I counted them a while ago.
Yeah, well, I wasn't here.
You missed that.
Okay.
I counted them.
Okay.
So, but now, next we're going to add some of the paper, the blue. What?
Next, we're going to add some.
Y'all going to the movie tonight?
Uh-huh.
Today is Valentine's Day. You and David going? Y'all going to see 50 Shades of Grey?
I want no.
What are you going to see?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
In 3D.
Oh, did you think that's what you'd be doing, 15 years ago?
No.
Did you think that's what you'd be doing on Saturday night? Valentine's Day on Saturday night, and you're going to see SpongeBob SquarePants. There you go. Yay. Never thought it would happen to you, did you?
Still not sure that I'm going.